What does it take to become a legend in not just one, but two wildly different worlds? Today, we're diving into the incredible life and legacy of Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness who helped invent heavy metal and then turned into a reality TV icon. Ozzy Osbourne passed away at 76, leaving behind a career full of epic music, wild stories, and a family who shared it all with the world. Stick around as we unpack his rise, his reign, and the unforgettable mark he left on entertainment. And hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment telling us your favorite Ozzy moment. Ozzy Osbourne wasn't just a rock star. He was a pioneer who helped shape the sound and style of heavy metal, and later, a reality TV star who brought the chaos and charm of his family into millions of homes. Born John Michael Osbourne in Birmingham, England, Ozzy went from a struggling kid in a cramped working-class home to the frontman of Black Sabbath, a band that changed the music world forever. But Ozzy's story is more than just music. It's about wild rock and roll antics, battles with addiction, and surprising family moments that turned the so-called Prince of Darkness into America's favorite quirky dad on MTV's groundbreaking show, The Osbournes. Growing up in a tough environment, Ozzy was far from a model student. With undiagnosed dyslexia and attention issues, he dropped out of school at 15. Early jobs were short-lived, and even a stint in jail for burglary didn't stop him from chasing his dream. His dad, seeing his passion for music, bought him a PA system. With a flyer that read, "Ozzy Zig needs gig," Ozzy landed a spot in a band with three other young musicians, Geezer Butler, Bill Ward, and Tony Iommi. This group would become Black Sabbath, named after a horror movie, and they pioneered a sound that was loud, dark, and heavy, the birth of heavy metal. Black Sabbath's debut album dropped in 1970 and introduced fans to a new kind of music, heavy riffs, ominous lyrics, and a voice that was both haunting and powerful. Songs like Paranoid, Iron Man, and War Pigs didn't just top charts, they became anthems for generations who felt misunderstood and rebellious. Despite their massive success with platinum albums, critics often slammed the band, and many radio stations refused to play their music. But Black Sabbath didn't need approval. They had their fans, and that was enough. Ozzy's on-stage persona was as legendary as the music itself. Known for his wild antics, he famously bit the head off a bat during a concert, an act that shocked the world and cemented his Prince of Darkness reputation. But Ozzy himself insisted that all the craziness was just a role. Off stage, he was a family man. His autobiography reveals a long history of drug and alcohol abuse, naming everything from booze and cocaine to quaaludes and heroin. His battles with addiction were public and fierce, but they never stopped him from performing or recording. Off stage, Ozzy was known for his eccentric lifestyle, living in a home he called Atrocity Cottage, where guests would often find themselves in bizarre situations like riding a lawnmower to the pub or buying a horse just because he was tired of it. Ozzy's journey wasn't without setbacks. He was fired from Black Sabbath in 1979 after missing a concert due to falling asleep in the wrong hotel room. But a chance encounter with Sharon Osbourne, who became his manager and later his wife, changed everything. Together, they rebuilt his solo career. Blizzard of Oz gave us hits like Crazy Train, and he quickly became a solo superstar. Through the 80s and 90s, Ozzy toured relentlessly and sold millions of albums worldwide. Yet, his wild behavior didn't slow down. He once bit the head off a live dove at a record company event, and his antics included everything from pelting fans with raw meat to snorting ants when he ran out of drugs. His personal life was turbulent, marked by violent incidents fueled by addiction. But through it all, Sharon stood by him, helping him navigate the chaos. Their July 4th wedding in 1982 was as iconic as their partnership. Their early 80s brought tragedy when Ozzy's lead guitarist, Randy Rhoads, died in a freak plane crash during their tour. Despite this devastating loss, Ozzy kept going, eventually teaming up with new guitarists and continuing to make music that kept his fans coming back. In the late 90s, Ozzy wasn't invited to play at the Lollapalooza festival, so Sharon started Ozzfest in 1996, a festival that showcased hard rock and metal acts and became a staple for years, often featuring Ozzy himself as the headliner. If you thought Ozzy's wildness was only on stage, think again. In 2002, The Osbournes premiered on MTV, flipping the script on the Prince of Darkness. Viewers saw Ozzy as a loving, if confused, family man struggling with everyday things, like remote controls and house cats, often peppered with colorful language. The show was an instant hit, becoming MTV's most popular series at the time and inspiring a wave of celebrity reality shows. It humanized Ozzy, showing a side the public hadn't seen before. The dad, husband, and sometimes befuddled patriarch of a chaotic but loving family. Despite ongoing health struggles, including a Parkinson's disease diagnosis in 2019 and a near-fatal ATV accident in 2003, Ozzy never stopped working. He starred in other TV shows, wrote an advice column, and kept performing for as long as he could. In his final performance this year, Ozzy reunited the original Black Sabbath lineup, closing out his career in his hometown of Birmingham, England, with a moving and heartfelt show that brought decades of music full circle. Ozzy Osbourne was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice, once with Black Sabbath and once as a solo artist, a testament to his massive impact on music and culture. Ozzy Osbourne lived a life as wild and unforgettable as the music he made. From a small Birmingham home to the global stage, from heavy metal icon to reality TV star, he left a legacy that spans generations. He once said, "I am not the Antichrist. I am a family man." And maybe that's the truest way to remember him. So what's your favorite Ozzy moment? Was it the music, the madness, or the Osbournes? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this tribute, please like, share, and subscribe for more stories about the legends who shaped our culture. Thanks for watching.